Okay, this reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And we have 2 cards for each week. So, of course, week 1 through 4. And yeah, remember to watch the other 2 videos that are also for your Moon and Ascendant. Unless you're a double or a triple Aquarius. That's possible. But the first week here, we do have May Day and Cinco de Mayo this week. But it looks to me like it's a week where there's some collaboration going on with the Three of Pentacles. We're in the teamwork energy and consciousness. There's a project that you're working on. But with the Five of Pentacles, it looks like it might be a little challenging. You may have trouble delegating. Like maybe the ideas that you want to convey, or you have the resources within, and you have people that are also very well resourced in teamwork with you, in collaboration with you. But there may be some part of there may be other people involved that kind of keep you locked in a little bit. So the key, I believe, the key is to grab the key and put it in the lock and open the door. But the key really is to know that you're not alone with this, even though you may think that you have to do it all by yourself. So this may be a week where you're challenged to let yourself delegate more, and to be more in the energy of teamwork, and to let yourself be lifted a little by their work, their skills, their commitment to the project, whatever the project may be, whether it's in its beginning stages, or which usually it is with Three of Pentacles. It's a new project. It's not done. It's not complete. That would take more of getting into the 9 and 10 of Pentacles before that happens, and lots of work that comes into play with the 8 of Pentacles. With Three of Pentacles, it's the beginning stages. It's planning. It's like, getting together with an architect, getting together the planning department. It's with the Five of Pentacles energy. It gets a bit of a long slog, to get through all the red tape and the paperwork. This could have to do with opening up to new work. Some of you may be having to go through. Maybe you have some small gigs on your own, but you're going to have to go into an unemployment type of situation. But this is temporary. Just know that, of course, this is temporary. The Five of Pentacles is only halfway through the realm of the material resources that are at your disposal. So just keep focused on the light that's within you. Keep opening up to more. The 5 is about moving out of the restriction, or sometimes the stagnation of the 4. But so keep moving forward, and keep opening the doors within you. Keep looking for the light within you and within and without, with all of the other people that are involved, and let yourself be just more open to other people's ideas, other people's wisdom and skills, talents. Let them come into play and kind of, carry you through this time, so that you don't feel that you're having to do it all on your own. Absolutely, it's about delegation and opening up to other people, for help. Okay, so when we get into the second week here, we have Mother's Day, and we also have a full moon in Scorpio this week here. So wherever Scorpio is in your chart, whatever house that lands in, you'll have to check online to figure out the degree, but and then that's where you can get the information as far as what area of your life may be having a full blossoming or a full release. In with the full moon, it's always about something coming to fruition or something releasing. But with the energy we have here, the Seven of Wands is very, after the it comes after the Six of Wands, where you've had some type of a recognition and some acknowledgement for your beauty and your gifts and your wisdom and your talents. It's with the Seven of Wands, you may have to take a stand to protect what you have created. Especially because of the energy of the Pentacles here, this may definitely be, protecting. It could be like copyright and patents, things like that, if it's a big project that you're working on. Or it could just be in the realm of protecting yourself so that you can have the free time to, follow your heart and go towards something new, or to keep, working on something new. This definitely is a card of priorities, and prioritizing your time, your valuable life force. The Wands is always about the life force. And then coupled with the Eight of Swords, it brings in the element of letting yourself be more unrestricted in your ideas. And to know that if you are feeling restricted, I mean, on a physical level, we're in our social distancing, we're in our lockdown, right? And we are having to, protect ourselves. She's in a protective bubble here, but we are having to take a stand for what we believe in, whether or not, the state that you're in is going to be opening up restrictions or not. You still might not feel like you can just freely go out and feel safe, or maybe you do. Maybe your belief is coming from a different place where you just really want to get out, and maybe that's what this is about in here. So, but in either case, wherever your belief system lies, this is still about freeing yourself from false beliefs about yourself and any restrictive mental ideas about what you are and are not capable of. It's a wonderful, this card, the Eight of Swords, is a wonderful transition to get yourself out of false beliefs, and often in the elemental, dignities of all the cards in the tarot, the swords are one of the more challenging, elements. But just remember that swords are always about mental and communicative, energies and consciousness. So it's about freeing your mind from whatever can keep you, stuck. Right? Like these two cards together here can just say that allow yourself to free up from any deprivation consciousness, any place where you feel like, or you think that, where you have a false belief that you're not enough, or you don't have what it takes, or you can't find the right words, or whatever it is that's tripping you up and keeping you locked. The guidance with this card is always to look in the mirror and know that it's just you. It's not real. It's just a false belief, and you're the one that has the power to turn it around. And the way you turn it around is to, go within, find your inner light, and look at the false belief from different angles and ask, is it really true? All right? I mean, it's 9 times out of 10. I mean, when we're in a false belief, it's never true. But when we're in a false belief, we're also stuck in kind of a dualistic, tango where, either way you go isn't the best, because you have to go into the pain of what you've been living through with the false belief, and you have to work through the emotional content that's in there as well. And then you're truly free, which I believe comes in the third week here. I believe that in the third week, you're walking away from something that just doesn't work anymore. The Ten of Swords is all about, painful endings. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a release. And you notice how we have the 8 and the Ten of Swords. What's in between is the 9 of Swords, which we don't have here. So I don't see that you got stuck for too long. I think that you're walking away from the false belief and you're looking for what's on the new horizon. And you have all the guidance around you. There's sunlight, There's a whole new day, new dawn, and from there you can get into the reciprocity and the physical flow of having infinite needs. This card is all about giving and receiving, and knowing, the spiritual principle behind this card is that giving is receiving and receiving is giving. That how it feels when you give of yourself, and you're also receiving while you're giving, because you're in that flow. Now, if you're not in the flow, if you can't find the flow because you can't find the reciprocity, that's where to walk away. So these two cards together would say, to walk away from any situation where you're not getting back the energy that you've been putting into it. And that, coupled with the Seven of Wands here, I would say that's doubly important to get that, to take a stand against things that waste your time. Question your false beliefs as to why you would engage in it further, and then walk away from anything where there is not the reciprocity of the, giving and receiving, the exchange of energy and consciousness and time and effort. And then for the last week, we have Memorial Day weekend in this week here, and so it should feel like a longer week, or a little more expansive weekend at least. But with the star card, notice here we have two major arcana cards. So these are gateways. These are places where you cross from one threshold into another. Now, it's kind of reversed here, where in the natural order, where usually you would enter into the realm of things falling apart, and then you have, a newfound faith that comes from that, like, it could be a crisis that you had to go through, but then you find your way through and you have a newfound faith in yourself. But because it's reversed here, I'm going to read this as knowing that whatever it is that you're trying to create it's already there in the spiritual world. You're just having to bring it down into the physical realm, where it takes more time, and you definitely have to be more patient. And there's, we have patience in many of these cards here. So this looks to me like it's a breakthrough week, in that you do realize that you can do it, and you do have more faith in yourself and the universe to, bring into the physical realm whatever it is that you've been working on. But it does look like it's going to be a bit of a reconstruction. So I'm not going to see this card, I don't read this card this time as a big shocking experience, like, when lightning strikes. I'm going to read it as an awareness from universal, from being in touch with universal spiritual principles, universal spiritual laws, however you want to say it. The divine intelligence in the cosmos is within you, and it's without, it's everywhere, and you're bringing that down into you, and you're shaking up your world, and you're recreating something new. Like on a literal level, it can be when you do some remodeling at home, now, this is definitely a very physical card, so I would have to say that it's not just on the ideological, conceptual levels, that it's definitely something that's shaken up, and it's going to come down. So whatever it is, you're going to be in the process for, we'll have to see how it plays out into next month. And you guys tell me, please, leave comments and let me know what it is. What are your projects you're working on? And what is it that you're trying to manifest? And I'd love to hear about that. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in. I promise to get right back as soon as I can. But it looks like with this, these two cards combined here, that you're definitely going to be shaking things up, and then however you put it back together, or whatever it is that you're trying to create, it can be beautiful. This could be like an architectural design. and or it could be landscape architect. This could be, you know, bringing in a whole new design into your backyard, and you're gonna, you know, dig things up and turn things over, and everything's going to be a mess for a while. But when you get it together, boy, is it going to be beautiful. Especially coupled with, you know, the Three of Pentacles here. This just, it may, like if I were looking at it as a big overview, it could be that you're in some type of teamwork and design, you know, on an architectural level for some of you, and you're having to work into the places where you're looking for, you know, a loan, you know, and you're opening up to that. But you're also setting a boundary around, you know, how much interest you would pay, or what would be the parameters of, you know, the agreement. And then you're walking away from something that wouldn't pan out to be very good in the long term, you know. But definitely things are shaken up, and there's some restructuring, something new going on here with the Tower card. Now, on a pure, just spiritual level, if this isn't playing out in the physical realm, this card is all about breaking through the false self, breaking through any like maskiness or anything that you thought, any way that you thought you needed to be. You know, the blindfolds are off, the cuffs are off, and you're breaking through, and your real self is coming through. And that's how, you know, if these cards were reversed, or let's say if, you know, if we were to look at them in order, it would be the wisdom here. Oops, what am I doing? Third. it would be the wisdom to see that when your real self breaks through, the false self is gone, you know. It's like bam. We've got the transformation here of the false self, and the real self comes through and goes, wow, look at this. You know, who you really are is coming down, and well, was within you all along. But there's an awareness that you're in this web of love, that that love is the actual mold of all of our existence, that we are literally in a web of love. I mean, unless you don't believe that, if you don't believe that, then that will not be your experience. But you'll learn, and you'll figure it out someday in some lifetime, and then it'll be like a whole new experience that you've been able to latch onto and bring down into your physical reality. But it was within you all the time, and so breaking through to that gets you into your treasure, you know. Yeah. And you can go online and you can look at the Tower card and the Star card, you know, in all different decks. There's, you know, a lot of different decks that have artwork that are just fantastic as a way to, you know, to grow. And these are, you know, with the major arcana, these are gateways, you know, into, you know, it's an archetypal experience, can't say that word, experience that we all go through. Like, we do have to break through our false self for our real self to come through and shine, right? So, okay, that's all I have for this month. And you know, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. And like, if this video was something that you did like, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll be back next month. Okay, take good care meanwhile.